This is Joe Castello's WFO Radio Ignition, covering everything that has wheels, an engine, and a driver.
The reason I race is to get the chicks. You know what I mean?
NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, sports cars, and NHRA drag racing.
Hey, guys, just want to let you know, WFO rocks.
WFO Radio is total motorsports.
It's just so cool.
Fasten your seatbelts, fire up the ignition, and drop the hammer.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, here's your host, Joe Castello.
WFO, what's up, everybody? Ignition, back on the air. Myself and the great Giovanni in Miami in the house. We're bringing an extra level of intensity tonight, this week. Yeah, that's right. Diving into the Gentleman Jack, brought by Dan Elephant Racers just a couple of short weeks ago, immediately.
Yeah, welcome to the party.
That's exactly correct. It's going to be a huge party, the likes of which you have never seen. An epic event. The greatest single... What?
There's nothing in here.
There's a little something in there. I wanted to keep it to, under control. Just it's a spiritual
thing. I weigh 220 pounds, my man.
Just knock that down real quick. Here we go. Cheers. Yeah. It's like two tablespoons. That's it. It's like cough medicine. It's fine. No, just to change the mood, man. Just to change the mood. Get things going. All right, everybody. Here's the deal. This is winter off-season discussion. Like week 2, here we are, right in the middle of everything. And we're bringing to the table the big pre-PRI show as I'm getting ready to head out to Indianapolis, Indiana. And I could make all the cliched jokes about the cold and how it's freezing up there, but I will be packing a jacket and not looking forward to dealing with the cold. But for 3 days of being around the entire motorsports and racing industry, it is worth it. Where you last left off with the program, because WFO Ignition is a serial show, meaning, each week leads into the next week. That is something everybody needs to realize. Each week leads into the next week. And if we don't quite get to something last week, we'll get to it next week. And the last thing I had said on last week's show was,
we'll get to it.
I forgot something. I had forgotten to get the big credentials for the PRI show. Yeah, but I got them. I know that everybody was wondering about that. If you just came out of the archive on the last week's WFO Ignition show, it was like a cliffhanger. You're thinking to yourself, did he get the credentials? And the answer is yes, I did. But PRI is very cool. It's a very fun time. It's
literally,
also,
just for the record, you're going to need a little bit more than a jacket, because I just pulled up the 10-day weather.
I got like a windbreaker I'm going to bring.
It looks like a high of 36 in the whole 3, 4, or 5 days that you're going to be there.
High of 36.
Yeah.
High. Okay, what's the low?
21.
That's nothing. I eat that for breakfast, 21 degrees. I can
But basically,
totally
that's
going
to be about 32 degrees each day. So Wednesday, 32 is the high. Thursday, 36. 32 Friday, 32 Saturday. So
last year, Steve the trucker and I were walking around from restaurant to restaurant, bar to bar, and it was like 5 degrees. Yeah, it was something bitterly cold, and I did it without even a jacket. I had like a sweater on, and I toughed it out.
Yeah, but I mean, how long were you outdoors? For like 30 seconds at a time?
No, the longest period might have been a 5-minute walk.
Yeah, that sounds...
Maybe a little longer than that. But it was cold. I was cold, don't get me wrong. And maybe my numbers are off by 10 or 15 degrees. Whatever. The point of the story remains the same.
It's literally freezing.
Yeah, it's cold, and I was tough in the face of the cold. And I handled it.
Yeah.
That's the story. And I got a jacket, and I have gloves, and I'll be good to go. But the whole thing, what happens on the inside, is great. And all of you WFO radio listeners, I know that it would be a great time for everyone. It is an industry show, though, and I'm fortunate that I get to go in there and see. And I was talking to my dad about it, because he's like, wow. And I'm like, wow. And it's not really wow. It's like, it would be wow. It's a would-be wow. If you had like $100,000 to just blow in there, then, wow, it would be great. For me, it's like, it's cool. Like, oh, man, I wish I could get that. It's I wish. It's not wow. It's I wish. Give me a budget, $250,000 and tell me the race team you need, and I will go build it for you. What do you want to do? Do you want to go round track, dirt track, flat track, something? It's there, which is really cool. Shocks, suspension, rocker arms, engine parts, engine blocks, just anything. They've got it. Machines. Do you want to build? Do you want to make? What do you want to do? You want to build and make? Yeah, we've got it. We can do it. Do you want to get? How are you getting there? How are you getting to the trailer? You got a trailer? You need a trailer? How about this? Everything for anybody that wants to go racing at any level. That's why it's so cool.
Everything and anything.
Everything and everything. And so it's a fun thing. Now, this year, I'm going to try, and look at what I'm about to do. I'm going to say it publicly. I'm going to try to do some more WFO stuff from the PRI this year. Last year, doing the performance TV show, running around under the gun, didn't get to it. This year, we're going to get to something. We're going to do something. Gio used to go to the PRI show back in the day before they took it away from him.
Yep, they sure did.
How would that be cool this week?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of stuff going on, but yeah.
You would have taken the days. You'd have gone to see the mouse.
Yeah, I still have days.
They pulled it away from us. Yeah. Still a little bitter about that. Bitter cold. We've got other stuff we're going to get into. We're going to talk a little Formula One, kind of some cool stuff going on. We're going to talk about free practice.
I like free practice.
Was that this past weekend, or that was 2 weekends ago already?
Yes, that was 2 weekends ago.
How quickly the racing season ends. It's going, and then it is over.
Gone.
We'll talk about some of the driver changes. We'll talk about Formula E has got something cool. I know I never said that before. Formula E gets knocked around a little bit in the racing world, but they've got a new thing called attack mode. And it's a whole thing. There's a whole thing to it. You got to do this, and you got to drive over this sensor, and then the sensor charges up it's like very video gamey.
You don't say.
But I kind of like it. I will preview that. I kind of like it. So the NASCAR Awards Banquet was this past week, and I'm sure everybody enjoyed it.
Everybody was glued to the TV. Must-watch TV.
Absolutely. Joey Logano, his big speech, his big shout-out to the team. Just wonderful experience to see Joey Logano and know that he got to be in the presence of my little nephew. That makes it really cool. But no, Logano had some positive things to say about his team.
To my team, where are you guys at? Oh, they're way back there. There they are. They're pumped. To me, an athlete is defined by someone that can raise their game under pressure. And I'm not just talking about our pit crew. I'm talking about our road crew as well. These guys are able to make changes during practice and get our cars ready before we get to the racetrack and be precise and be on their game all day. It's incredible what you guys do. And our pit crew, obviously, man, you guys, I think of Martinsville and Miami, the pressure that's on you guys. And we won those races because of you. So congratulations. You should be proud of yourself. Yeah, they deserve a round of applause.
Yeah, there it is. Joey Logano getting the big championship thing. I like when he's talking about his team, though. He's talking about how fired up they are. To me, that stuck out in my mind.
Oh, they're way back there. They are. They're pumped.
They're
pumped. They're pumped.
They're pumped. They're pumped. They're fired up. They're pumped. Logano is going to be interesting as the champ. It's going to be interesting to see. And you may recall Mike Race Guitar called last week. Did you listen to last week's program? It was really good.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, high energy.
Loved it.
Yeah.
We brought it.
But Race Guitar calls in and we start talking about a subject that maybe not everybody fully understood what we were talking about. And it was just that we were hoping and wanting the NHRA championship stories to get out into the mainstream media. This week, J.R. Todd will be on NHRA Nitro, and it will be very interesting, along with other champions. Perhaps Paul Nero, perhaps Justin Lamb. You're going to have to check and see NHRA Nitro. But it is going to be a good show, and it is going to be very interesting. But Logano has been out there doing a fair amount of media, and that is the infrastructure. That is NASCAR. They do a great job with that. Also on this show, we got the show within a show, SportsCollision. There was no SportsCollision on last week's program.
There was not.
It's
on you.
Is it? How is that on me, of anything? On me?
I heard myself trying to bring it up many times, and you just cut me off.
I don't know. If that is true, then we're going to have to come up with the SportsCollision light that you turn on, so I don't accidentally forget SportsCollision. It had such
good stuff too.
The show was the greatest stuff you've ever come up with.
Of all the greatest of greatest.
A whole stats breakdown of the big pick
I
of the
had
week.
nuggets. I had
Unfortunately,
I had the 10-star lock of the year.
They're not useful this week.
Well, no, obviously the games are already played.
It's outdated.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry.
We'll do better.
There was no SportsCollision. You did do some research this week, though, regarding Chase Elliott, who won the Most Popular Driver Award. And it's Earnhardt and Elliott. I may have said that earlier. But really, it is a long run. Chase wins it this year. Dale Jr. for 15 years previous. Then basically Bill Elliott, all the way back to 1990. Dale Sr. had it in 2001. What is it about people with last names that start with E that make them so popular? Coincidence or conspiracy? You had a Bill and a Chase and a Dale, but their last names started with E. Elliott, Earnhardt. There's something about it, clearly, that people are like, man, I like this person. Now, the outlier, Darrell Waltrip, 89 and 90. Waltrip. There is no E. But still.
Not even close.
Not even close. Other end of the spectrum. But there's something to this.
It must be.
It's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
I did see that somewhere that they actually showed, for the first time ever, the top 5, what the order or something like that was.
Oh, really? I don't know that.
Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, I believe, was second.
Oh, I believe? Do you know for sure?
Off the top of my head,
you can find that. Put that in a Geo tool. That's wonderful. I would love to know who the 4th most popular driver is.
Was just in terms of how much votes they got.
Yeah. Who's the 4th most popular driver?
I'd say it was, I'm going to look for it.
Jamie McMurray.
No,
4th
I definitely
most
know
popular
it wasn't.
driver.
I know the 5 drivers that were on there. I just don't recall exactly the order right now. But here we go.
There it is.
You want ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, with 46% of all the
Drum
votes
roll,
cast.
please.
Well, we already know that one. Chase Elliott. He won. But second was Kyle Busch. Third was Truex. Blaney was 4th. And Harvick was 5th.
Okay, so
it doesn't say any more percentage other than Chase Elliott won 46% of the vote.
Let me tell you, that just pretty much tells you everything right there. I'm on here ready to knock the most popular driver award because, what's up in Dawsonville, Georgia? How do they figure out how to circumvent the internet before there was an internet? How do they do that? But really, though, forget anything else. That tells you the core of the deal. 1, Chase Elliott is the most popular driver, followed by Kyle Busch, who's been around forever. Martin Truex Jr. has been around a long time. And Kevin Harvick, who actually...
Well, Blaney's 4.
Blaney is 4.
So Blaney's also a cool young guy, too. He's got the glasses and the hair and the look. And
the trucker cap and the podcast.
I like Blaney.
And Blaney's fine. He's got a lot of stuff. He's into a lot of stuff.
But he's also...
heavy millennial.
Yeah. Second generation or multiple, family, legacy driver.
Absolutely. No, it's entertaining. It's potentially entertaining. We'll see whether these guys, do and grow and entertain over the next several years. That's it. You've got to be entertaining. You've got to do something. You've got to make us want to watch. We're not just going to watch, and it's not about anything. The New York Yankees, they start out 0-10 next year. Guess what? Thursday night baseball comes on, I might not watch. I might be less likely to watch. I might go do something in my own little existence. And that's true for everything. The Miami Dolphins, the Miami Marlins. All of these things, you must be entertaining, even in defeat. And so we'll see this crop of young drivers. I'm actually kind of interested and excited about what the future holds for all these different racing series. You've got Formula One, they're making a whole host of rules changes. You've got NASCAR Cup, they're making a whole host of rules changes, like top to bottom. It's going to be very interesting to watch and exciting to see. I'm looking forward to it. Now, something else that is going on that I do want to mention, since we're all getting ready for PRI. And by the way, I'm going to be there's a lot of people going to be hanging out in the Hankstafers booth, number 57. Hankstafers booth, number 57. Get on over there if you're going to the trade show. The Thursday and Friday. Thursday 1 to 3, Friday noon to 2. The 6th and 7th. Because, Antron and Tommy Johnson and Matt and Zach Sackman, they're going to be in the booth there, 57 at PRI. Also, David Allen from Hussey Performance, their booth number is 4526. If you want to pass by there and be like, WFO, and get some copper head gaskets. To my knowledge, Catspot Litter does not have a booth at PRI. But do want to give a shout-out to all of our great sponsors, including RodaxCoffeeandGrills.com, who was speaking to Marvin earlier this week. And I was like, hey, Marvin, holiday packs, right? And he's like, yeah, man, holiday packs. Get everybody get some coffee and some hot sauce and some spice rub for all their friends, and everyone will love them forever in eternity and beyond. Frank Hawley's Drag Racing School, the Dragster Adventure, samtech.edu, motorsportsguys.com. I had a text conversation with Jim Walzak, and I don't know if I should say exactly what I think I'm supposed to say. But maybe I'm correct, is that Terry McMillan's son Cam is going to be doing an appearance in a booth at RaceQuip. But Terry McMillan's son is like 2 years old.
He's not that little any longer.
4?
I think he's bigger. Yeah. Well,
6? He's in a junior
yes,
dragster,
he's definitely
right?
small. Yes,
but he's a little boy. He's doing a RaceQuip appearance.
Yes,
I'd
say he's at least a couple years younger than.
How many appearances am I doing? I'm doing no appearances. I'm running around. And this little Cameron McMillan is already doing appearances at PRI, man. This kid's a rock star. I'm just saying. So there it is. RaceQuip. You stop by. Where's Cam? That is Terry will be in the Lane Automotive Motor State booth. There you go. Aerospacecomponents.com. Kim Cussy and Al are going to be hanging around. It's going to be a whole lot of fun out there at the PRI trade show. But something that's obviously on the mind of, should be on the mind of all Americans, and certainly everybody in the WFO audience, is the passing of President George Herbert Walker Bush, who is now lying in state in the, yes, that's what our, here's tip of the.
Here we go.
Dear sir, thank you for leading the country. 4 years. You want to give that to me?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that, presidents don't pass away every day. This is not something, it's not like old celebrities that, there's one or the next or the next or the next coming down the pike until we go. Like, there will be, remember that person? They were great. I love them.
There's only been 45 of them.
Right.
They can't pass away that often.
No, this is a special time in America. It's a thing that should be observed by, you would think everybody would be like, wow, I live in this great country, and this great country is great for some reason. And the people that lead it, like sometimes they're great, sometimes they're incompetent, and they make good decisions and bad decisions. But this guy took on the responsibility for 4 years, and now he's passed. Here's to you.
Here's to you.
Poppy Bush. But then I had to go put that on my Facebook. And, I got mostly great responses. Mostly. But no matter who the person is, they're gonna piss off somebody.
Ain't that the truth?
That's it. That's it. So you just do your best with what you got. But that is on my mind. And I'm sure it's going to get... the coverage has been really interesting, though. The historic angles. The history of the whole, deal. From World War II, the last president to actually serve in World War II. Youngest pilot in World War II. The guy was shot down. He survived when 2 other guys did not survive. So he had like a burden on him. If you've talked to veterans who survive a certain situation and others did not, they have
remorse.
Yeah, the guilt.
Guilt.
It was called. I actually did an interview one time, and you may have been there, with a Pearl Harbor survivor.
At a New York Yankee thing?
It was at a New York Yankee thing.
At the American Legion or something.
At the American. You were at the Legion?
Yeah.
You were at the Legion on Veterans Day? You were at that gig?
Yes, I was.
Wow. Wow, Gio, you're
I've
hardcore.
been around.
Eddie Miller. Do you remember Eddie Miller? He was the guy. He was a World War II Pearl Harbor survivor. And he explained about, the guilt. I got the guilt. He just could never get over it, and he lived with it. And they say that Herbert Walker had that, like a thing. He was in a crash. He's the only one who survived. Anyway, long story short, though, it's I think it's nice to look back and see all the bio pieces, all the stuff. Like, that's what it's all about. 45 of these guys have taken control of the country and rode it for a little while. All right, let's move along to the Haas F1 report, where I can report that we have made contact with our great friend Peter. And
all right.
Yes, and he has confirmed for us one of the great issues of the 2018 WFO season.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is?
I'm looking at, yes. We can't thank you enough for the Haas F1 report. We love it. As far as we are concerned, both you and Gio do, in fact, work for Haas.
Ha! Vindication.
There it is.
There it is.
I have a lot of funny stories from wearing our Haas apparel. It is amazing how the brand recognition has gone worldwide. Look at that. So, for those of you that were
officially,
we are now, I feel
team
like
members, right? I mean, I think that's what I understood from that.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been knighted.
I feel like there
should be a term like sir, something like that. Just playing with it, like there's got to be some sort of great thing we can come up with. But thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. Something. We are now officially in the Formula One universe.
That's right.
Part of the thing.
I told you, as soon as I put on my gear, I felt like it. I felt like a team member.
No, it's something special. I'm sure they'll have something going on at the PRI. Last year they had a show car there. But no, there was a fair amount of
everybody
testing.
have a CNC machine? I mean, I'm thinking of getting one.
Of
for
course.
all the stuff I do around the house.
I would love to. We were talking about illiteracy last week, like computer illiteracy or keyboard illiteracy, right? I can definitely tell you both of us have CNC illiteracy. Like, what can we do with any of this? What can we do with any of this? What does this button do? How do you turn it on?
I got to tell you, I'm pretty confident I might be able to get the power going.
I don't know.
I don't think I could be able to operate or do much of anything else, but I'm confident that I can figure out that there's got to be a power source and some sort of mechanism to start it.
Plug it in. Where's the 110 outlet? No, it's just very interesting to see how that all works out. But one of the great stories, I've been working on this Steve Torrance story, and today I handed in my NHRA National Dragster column for the end of the year. This is the end of the year column, and everybody knows I'm more of a talker than I am a writer. But this National Dragster column has been kind of interesting here over the course of 2018, and I ended up writing like 5 or 6 columns. And from all the response I've gotten, they've clearly been great because I have gotten like actual feedback where people say, hey, these are really good. We really like them. Whether it be about old people or that. But anyway, this is about, that was what it was about. It was about becoming old and how it's okay. I can't hit just regular stuff. Like this car gets a lot of traction. I want to go in a different direction. But in this particular case, I went with the direction that everybody should be going with, which is Steve Torrance Capco Team Perfect Countdown is the motorsports story of the year. It's bigger than everything. It should be bigger than everything. And I'm thinking about listening to Joey Logano talk about Roger Penske's season. Like this season for Penske, man, that was a big story. So I feel nervous every time I can think of another great motorsports story from 2018. Is this the story that's going to make my Steve Torrance proclamation that that's the biggest story in all of motorsports irrelevant? So I'm thinking about all the, Joey Logano, Penske. Oh, Penske, wow, Brickyard, Southern 500, Indy 500, the Penske motorsports story. Yeah, know what? Listen, the captain's won a bunch of stuff lots of times. This is Roger Penske. He won more. Roger Penske, the captain, has won more stuff. A lot of it. That's very ordinary.
He's won a lot of stuff.
He's won a lot of stuff, lots of times. Whatever. I mean, it's great for him, but I don't know. I still think Steve Torrence, number 1, Lewis Hamilton winning 5th overall, number 2, 3, Haas F1. The fact that this upstart third-year team can finish 5th overall in Formula One and go out and get points and be a factor.
It's remarkable.
It really is. It really is remarkable. Now, Ferrari, on the other hand, kind of interesting. Bernie Ecclestone coming out of the woodwork to make some comments about Sebastian Vettel.
You know, I think sometimes Bernie just comes out to hear his own voice.
Yeah, I think so. But he does make some interesting quotes. And let's decide. This is coming from, I've got it on planetf1.com. Quote from Bernie. Lewis Hamilton is a deserved 2018 F1 champion, and Vettel is an undeserved second in the championship. Ecclestone told Auto Bild, which is a German magazine. Lewis was outstanding this year, but he also had the full support of the team. You can't say that for Sebastian. After Sergio Marchionne's death, a strong hand was missing, and there was more chaos than structure. From the outside, you had the impression that Ferrari did more for Kimi than for Sebastian. Sebastian is a victim, not the culprit. If Vettel had the same support like Lewis, Vettel would have also become champion this year. A team needs to strengthen their star driver, not weaken him. So, wow, there you go. Bernie, big personality in Formula One, weighing in, kicking Ferrari while they're down. Basically saying that Ferrari's lack of management and direction and a strong hand weakened their star driver to the point that Vettel is a victim of their ineptitude. That is a huge statement.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should buy it. Let's consider.
I do consider that Ferrari.
Marchionne. Let's start with facts. Let's start with facts.
Marchionne died.
Marchionne is dead.
That is a fact.
Okay. Start with there. Sergio Marchionne passed away earlier this year, and he was, from all accounts, a hands-on guy. Like, he was trying to touch stuff and manage stuff. We know that from, I saw a piece on him on 60 Minutes, and he was very hands-on in the piece.
I've heard this before also.
All right, so go from there.
The guy died.
So he's not there to do the thing.
There, yes.
So maybe the story's right.
Well, I could agree with that. That part may or may not be correct, but I don't believe that Ferrari gave any kind of attention to Kimi and over Sebastian. I don't think that there was any question as to who the number one driver is and that kind of situation. Whether Ferrari can't get the strategy right and then the car did not get better the second half as the Mercedes got better, and Ferrari let him down that way, that I'll buy. But that Ferrari didn't cater to him as a full-time number one and left that in question, that I don't see.
Well, and that's a good point. See, this is an example of things that people like Bernie Ecclestone say.
Well, he's a pot stirrer.
There's no recourse and nothing can happen. He's just saying something because he's Bernie.
He could just throw stuff out there.
He's going to throw it out there. Why not? Let's let the crowd feast on this for a little red meat to
a few shots at those that he wants.
Yes. That's it. There's somebody inside there. Maybe he doesn't like...
Arriva Bene.
Yes.
Maybe he's got something with...
He's got some sort of beef. Who knows?
Could be. Maurizio.
They were clearly not the better team, though. But, it wasn't even close.
Well, the first half, Ferrari had the better car.
Slightly at some tracks, yes.
Wow.
Yes, slightly at some tracks. But
come
Mercedes,
on, no.
they
Seb
put it to us.
Seb had the lead, and he had there was a couple of races that he had let things slip away where he could have been more in control.
They just
and
weren't.
Instead, they were neck and neck. And the second half, the car just didn't. Whether it was sometimes the driver made errors and whether they just didn't get the updates or the development or whatever they want to call it.
Or there was no development.
Right. Well, so that is that. If that is the case, then that's on Ferrari. Because clearly Mercedes brought updates and upgrades to the car once they went back to the Europe in that early second half. Because Lewis came on like gangbusters. What, didn't he win like the last 5 races?
Yeah, he just totally dominated. Totally dominated. Well, that's the world of Formula One, and they got big rules changes next year. This Formula E story is kind of cool. I found it on motorsport.com if you want to watch the video. The video is kind of cool because it shows what attack mode will be. Now, I don't know how many of you folks are watching Formula E, but Formula E does have a bit of a base of popularity with some celebrity folks and technology folks, and it is racing, and I've got my eye on it, but they have good quality drivers as well. Like a lot of the Formula One drivers that are, not quite standout. Clearly, if you've got a job in F1, you're not leaving it for anything, but if you're, bouncing around in there, you can get a Formula E job because you've been in Formula One. And they're changing the cars, and they're trying to make them a little more interesting, and they're trying to make a great race. They got money behind the series. This thing is not going away anytime soon, I don't think, Formula E. But they have created something called attack mode. And this is, as confirmed by motorsports.com, drivers must travel through an offline activation zone featuring 3 timing sensors. After arming the attack mode via a button on their steering wheel to access a higher power mode of 225 kilowatts. The offline positioning of the attack mode zone is designed to ensure drivers lose time before getting access to the high power mode with the system, which is mandatory to use, inspired by the Mario Kart video game.
Interesting.
Have you played Mario Kart?
I have not. I have seen the child play it.
I have played Mario Kart. This is kind of interesting. It's like a special section of the track where you go and you activate something and you get more power. Now, the question is always, how much more power? And that's what's wrong with push to pass in IndyCar. And, everybody has 20 and they all kind of time it out, or they all save them to the last lap and then they all push it on every corner and it just goes away. And you're all in a line. It doesn't work because it's become, Gio's got 3 left and Joe's got 2 left. It doesn't work out. To me, push to pass, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like it has really been a fantastic addition as much as anybody thought it would be. And the same with the KERS, and the same with the DRS, and the same with anything that has been supposedly, it's going to make passing better. Do they?
A little bit. The DRS appears that.
A little bit.
But I don't know.
You're underwhelmed.
I guess you're right overall. There.
You're underwhelmed.
Correct.
I'm underwhelmed. I like drag racing. The cutting edge. Okay,
there's no passing there either.
There's all kinds of passing. There's just no sharing of the same space. Formula E broadcasts in Season 5 will incorporate virtual reality with the activation zone rendered on the track as a tied-to-field graphic, according to a Formula E statement. The cutting-edge technology will harness trackside camera tracking, live telemetry data, and powerful graphic engines to help tell the story, the statement continued. Motorsport.com understands that the precise length and number of attack mode activations will only be revealed a few hours ahead of each race to prevent teams from simulating the fastest way to use attack mode at FE's different locations. I like that. It's kind of interesting. FE has also confirmed the colored LED lighting system that it will employ on the halo of the cockpit protection device during the upcoming campaign. The halo lights will glow blue when a car is in attack mode, and they will be magenta when fan boost is activated.
Well, what color is magenta?
What's fan boost? Magenta, I believe, is purple.
You see here, I was going to say it's a shade of pink as far as I'm
Why
concerned.
don't you look it up? What's magenta? All right, exactly. This is one of those things.
Right. Like, why can't we just
Red.
call it red?
Why isn't it not red or green? Red for attack or green for go fast.
Great.
But blue and magenta are the farthest things from my mind. Maybe because they're modern and futuristic. Magenta. FE is also set to increase the number of drivers who have access to fan boost during each race from 3 to 5. Although that change is still subject to approval from the FIA World Motorsports Council.
I guess there's different versions of magenta.
Oh, really?
Oops.
I hear the buzzing. You're busting something. Oh, there's a whole bunch of different ones.
It looks like a
It's
purple
pink.
and pink
Purpley
rainbow.
Pink. Purpley pink.
Purplish pinkish.
The
It's
expansion
definitely
was...
not mauve.
It's not mauve. To bring more variety to the race, a little bit of modification to fan boost so it doesn't become too stale. I'm super happy with the halo and the innovation with attack mode. I'm super happy with everything, says the Formula E CEO. We're going and change everything really fast, and this pace is Formula E's pure DNA. Well, I like what they're doing. That's interesting. Attack mode. Video game. When are we going to put in some jumps, though? That's what we need. That's what motorsports needs. Jumps, obstacles, bonus phases. Like the race is over except for 2 guys. And you got to run the last 10 laps one-on-one. There it is, an innovation. I just came up with it. Love it. Now, fan boost. I got to search that. What is Formula E fan boost? Because I don't even know that. That's one that I should know. I'm sure it's a thing where the fans get to vote which driver gets to have a faster car. I think they're going to do one next year where they just vote, and whichever driver wins the fan vote wins the race.
No.
Yeah, it's a new thing. Like, why are we bothering? What is Fan Boost? Formula E is the only event in the world that lets fans play an active role in influencing the outcome of the race. Fan Boost gives fans the opportunity to vote for their favorite driver and award them an extra boost of power during the race. Huh. The 3 drivers that win the most fan boost votes are awarded a significant burst of power, which they can deploy in a 5-second window during the second half of the race. You can vote to fan boost your favorite driver in the 6 days prior and leading up to 6 minutes into each race. And how do you vote? And they tell us how to vote. What do you think of that idea? Fan boost. I like it. How would we apply that to NHRA? For every 20,000 votes you get, to every 10,000 votes you get 1,000th of a second off of your ET.
No, we can't do that. It would have to be some kind of, what could we do?
There's no way. People would hate us for it anyway.
Yeah, your light comes on that much faster.
Yeah, right. You get a head start.
Right.
Like you're there it is. You've solved it.
That's it, right?
You've solved it. That's it. That's exactly what you need. Fan vote.
I'm on today.
And whoever gets the most votes
I'm out of here.
Gets a couple of thousandths of a second. Thousandths, right? Or hundredths. It can't be hundreds. That's too much.
No, thousand.
Thousandths of a
yeah,
second.
like 0.001.
Every 1,000 votes
Gets you a 0.001.
is 1,000th of a second.
There you go.
Off of the other guy. Whoever has the
Correct.
most. Yeah, I like it.
Ha. We're problem solvers here.
Exactly. No, I don't think that's going to fly either. Personally.
What do you mean?
No, it's not. People hate
I think everybody will like that. The drivers especially.
Well, John Force will love it. Every driver who has invested a lot of money in their social media presence will love it. That's kind of cool. So all the changes next year, NASCAR.com has got a couple of things about, like Daniel Hemrick going to the Childress car and Newman and Stenhouse at Roush and just all the different things that are going on. Truex to Gibbs and Knaus to Lord Byron. I just feel like we've got a long time to get after all of that stuff, that information.
We have.
Yeah.
A whole off season.
NHRA Nitro is going to be interesting. Got J.R. Todd. Spent a little time with J.R. on the phone earlier today. Justin Lamb. Mike Janis. Going to be our guests as I get ready for the PRI. And then next week I will not be in the studio for this show. I am off to Johnson City, Tennessee.
What do you mean? What's going to happen?
Johnson City, Tennessee, for the return of Performance TV on Velocity Network, which is soon to be, I guess, Motor Trend TV. They're changing the name of the network. And hopefully everybody will.
Oh, I did hear that.
Set their DVRs and watch Performance TV from PRI. It's going to be great.
What do you mean, hopefully? We'll have to go on there and help people set their DVR if that's what they need.
That's it. People need to go to formerly Velocity menu. Network, and you got to go. They got time, all right. They got time. It's going to happen like January 6th is the first show. But I think that's kind of interesting, that we're back again.
Yeah, so we got another week or so. Someone just pointed out to me that 2 more Mondays, and then we're on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Today's the 3rd.
What do you mean?
Next week's the 10th. The week after that's the 17th. And then we got Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. That's it. 5 Mondays left in the year, and today was the 1st. And as we're closely approaching midnight, I think it's basically Christmas Day tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm unprepared.
I'm unprepared. If this was a visual medium, folks, the look on poor Joe's face when I just broke the news to him that there's only 2 more Mondays left in the year, essentially, before we hit Christmas and New Year's. Okay, because Christmas and New Year's Eve are on a Monday.
Yeah.
Today, in fact, is December 3rd.
Right. Okay. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. Black Friday is back. I'm ready for my birthday in January. I'm ready for preseason NHRA testing. I'm ready for the Winter Nationals. I'm ready for all of it. I'm ready for lots of free practice. No, but see, they talked to a reporter talked to the 3 winning drivers, the 3 podium drivers at the Formula One race, the last Formula One race of the season. Allow me to set this up in a proper way. I'm killing the setup on this deal. But it is about that same thing. Listen to the way she... Is that me?
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Running our monthly free shuttle.
What is that? Is that
got something you got on?
It doesn't sound above board.
It sounds like...
what is that?
A social environment.
Like a 70s thing.
It does. Is that attack mode? Is that...
I don't think it's my fault.
Today we have...
that sounds like Velocity or something.
I didn't bring up Velocity.
All right.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Yeah.
I'm against
CNN Business.
I'm against those sites that just pop up audio automatically like that.
No, I was reading a story on CNN Business. Possible tobacco deal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Something that...
Are you giving the listeners an inside tip here?
I'm not giving anybody an inside tip. I had never thought to give people an inside tip. However, if you would like to join...
You set the bet on ice cream in the 10th.
If you would like to join the Stock Pickers Club Association, WFO/WFO, you may join for a reasonable monthly rate. And we will discuss various stocks. But they will not be a recommendation for you to purchase. I figured it out. I got rid of it. But what were we on? I was just about to do a big thing, and then I got distracted.
We were going to talk about free practice. Everybody loves free practice.
Thank you very much. Talking about how many days are left until the season comes back.
It's just 112 days until we're in Australia. What are your plans now between what are you going to be doing over the winter break?
What are your plans? You seem to be counting the days. Can't wait.
Well, Seb, why don't you start? What are your plans?
For the baby? I don't know. Quickly done.
Quickly done.
Quickly done.
Quickly done. So for those that don't know, you've got the Lewis Hamilton, who is the champ. You've got Sebastian Vettel, who is a 4-time champ. And you've got Max Verstappen, who is a kid,
future champ.
who is a future champ. Of the three, the only one who is married with children is Seb Vettel.
Yes.
And so, quickly done, haha, make that's, you know what that is? That's making babies humor.
Yes.
If you need advice, I know how to do it.
Is that a shot a little bit? Like, if you need advice, you think Lewis needs advice? I guess about making babies.
Making babies, yeah.
Keep pushing.
Max
Verstappen comes in, keep pushing. Can you believe it? The kid, he feels very comfortable.
Yeah, I don't know how long you two want to be in free practice, but if you want to...
I like free practice.
I'm going to stay in free practice for a little bit longer.
Free practice, as in not making babies.
Absolutely, that's what I do.
As, works best for me.
And Max, what are your plans?
I really want to be at home. I really like to spend time there and do stuff with my friends as well. I haven't really met up with them in the last 2 months, so yeah, it's good to catch up during December and early January, and then we'll start preparing again.
Free practice?
A lot of free practice, yeah.
Yeah. You're staying in free practice?
I'll definitely stay in free practice, yeah.
I will definitely stay in free practice.
I love free practice.
Verstappen, like, does he say I love free practice?
Yeah, right before that, right there at the very end.
A lot of free practice, yeah.
Yeah, I love
You're staying in free practice?
I'll definitely stay in free practice, yeah.
Free practice. They have their own whole, lingo, their whole universe of language, which is cool.
Yeah, and Vettel's got 2 little girls.
Ah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
No.
Emily and Matilda. What do you mean, no?
Yeah, when you're Vettel, it's no big deal. It's perfect. You can raise.
No, man. I only have a little boy, but I have much thoughts for my brethren who have girls out there and have to send them out there in the world, and boys will come knocking at your door one day. No thanks.
Yeah. I guess. I know the.
I know exactly what those little boys are trying to do to your little girl.
Well,
because we were all 16 one day too.
Well, exactly. But you know what? The girls like sugar and spice, everything nice, all that. That's all true.
Oh yeah, no, girls are so much nicer.
But I think they can be challenging for the.
I'm sure all kids are.
The dads out there.
I can think of many things to say about the wonderful children, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
I like free practice.
Free practice, man. It's where it's at. It's free practice is where it's at. So I'm checking out the WFO group and checking to see, what is the great stuff that everyone has posted. It's so-so. And our great listener, Jeff Rice, had said that he had called in some stuff, but I'm not seeing the content. I'm not seeing it on our Skype, 954-889-6796. But I think we need to encourage more people to call in their just random opinion. Using the cell phone device as a recorder.
Whatever it's easiest for you. But although now they got the thing where it just sets you up by wherever you are.
Yeah. Oh, you did that update?
Yeah, I did do that update.
Yeah. There's another one for today.
Oh, no, I haven't done any updates for today, but I did the most, I guess most recent or the previous update, and I do have the new voice memos, and I don't know, I don't think
I don't like it
either.
I'm upset with it.
Don't get me wrong, the typing in the title was always a pain, and it always typed something that I didn't want it to type. It was like the wrong word or the wrong whatever.
But at least you'd know what it was.
But at least I had an option of doing it. Now it's just like East Kendall region.
The worst is when I'm recording an interview with somebody, and it's phone goes to sleep and locks the screen, and then you got to get it open, and then you got to do it, and then you don't know how to stop it.
You see, it didn't do that before.
Yeah, I don't like whoever did this really should be beaten publicly.
They obviously never used the phone to record an interview.
Definitely not.
It's pretty much that simple,
they think, go to the grocery store. No, man. We're using this device for many things, and you just made it. Maybe I should know how to work it a little better by now. I always open it up in a critical situation, but I know before it just worked, and I had it down, and it was a piece of cake. Start, stop.
Now you got to figure it out, right? I mean,
now there's swiping and brushing and doing a gesture and all of that. But there's a lot of cool stuff too. Have you seen that new emoji thing that you can make your face an emoji, and you look like you're animated? There's a bunch of interesting.
I haven't tried doing
amazing
it. Maybe that's
features.
iPhone 10 feature because I don't think I.
It's the new iOS. It's neat.
Like the new one from today, or
no,
even the previous one.
The previous one.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to just push that thing that looks like a monkey's head.
On the text machine, there's a whole bunch of new stuff, but
yeah, it's the monkey's head. You got to do it there.
All right. Whatever. I'm not about to do that. Who in the world am I going to send an emoji text on my face?
Well, it talks like it's coming right out of your mouth.
Yes, I know now what you are saying. You sent one of those to.
See, that's the kind of innovation that we have now.
Yeah,
whereas before it was,
this
going
is what
to the
somebody's wasting their time doing.
Totally wasting their time. But I guess.
Yeah, whatever.
But that's not going to really
change the world.
It's not. It's not going to change the world, and that's exactly the point. And that's I guess. We'll draw an analogy to pro stock, the pro stockification of something, and that the evolution, the big part of the big evolutions are kind of over, and now it's minutia. Like, let's see if I can get my phone to turn everything into a pickle. Like, look, here's a pickle wallpaper I can put over your head.
That's good. I like that.
And all of a sudden, everyone, oh, wow, this guy, I'm going to get the Samsung because it turns it into a slice of pizza. It's just very South Park. So I'm almost out of material here, Gio. Do you want to talk about your horrific, the passing of your vehicle's transmission to this automotive-themed audience?
Yeah, I guess.
They might relate to your
my tranny
situation.
Got tired. I guess, right? What other way to describe it would be?
No, your tranny is dead.
But it ran us around. It worked around. It worked for a couple of blocks still.
Did you mean to give me the knife or dagger to stab in the heart of your transmission?
No, I drove the child to school in it this morning.
So it wasn't me that dealt the death blow.
But I didn't make it from his school to the shop.
He's like, you got to drive my truck. And, I'm going to try see what it is. Try to diagnose the problem.
No, come on. I didn't send you out until I told you down my block.
Of course. No, you didn't send me to unsafe. Let's go get on the 826. You didn't do that to me. But, here we go. Now we're going. And I'm like, oh.
I'm like, hey, check it out. Check out what it's about to do, too.
What's it about to do when you're all of a sudden you're in drive, but you're in neutral? Neutral. And it was just dead. Don't worry, it'll come back. Except it wasn't for a little while. But then it did.
It's weird. But that's why I said it was tired.
Yeah, look, electronic transmissions, a whole bunch of stuff in there is not right. You're going to have to get it done again. And that's that.
Well, not again.
No, this is it. You have to get it redone.
Yes.
You have to get it rebuilt.
Yeah,
rebuilt transmission.
It is what it is.
Do they tell you what's in that thing?
What do you mean?
Which transmission?
Oh,
like we have an Allison transmission in our truck. You do not have an Allison.
No, because yours is a 3500.
Right.
No, I believe I do know what tranny it is, though.
It has a Vortec.
Yes, a 5.3 liter Vortec is the engine.
Yeah, that is available.
Yeah.
Transmissions die, man, but you find yourself in this very interesting universe right now of maybe should I get a car? The 4L60E. Is what it is. It's the 4L60E transmission. 4L60E common problems. I don't know, man. I think 200,000 miles is pretty good.
I'm not complaining.
You can purchase a 460E, a 4L60E transmission online for $1,499.99.
Well, there you go.
You get the whole thing, man. And then we'll just stick it in there, plug it in, bang.
I've changed a tranny before. Not in this truck, but in a previous vehicle.
What vehicle is that?
My teenage car.
Oh. The Mazda RX-7?
Yep, the RX.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Little stick shift.
Yeah, it's basically it's a souped-up go-kart.
It's a huge go-kart is really what it is.
Yeah, no, that's all it really was. But they were fun.
Oh, yeah, lightweight, go around corners, of course. Just not a lot of torque.
No,
that's the problem with the little import cars. They don't understand. You've got to have immense torque. That's America. Torque. As much as horsepower is cool, it's cool to say horsepower. Torque is what makes things move. So there you go. Well, all right, I'm ready to go to PRI, baby.
Sports Collision. I mean, there's not a lot going on, but I mean, if we're going to say it, we're going to say it. Come on.
That was a little loud.
Woo, Sports Collision.
I'm ready. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to sit back and enjoy this Sports Collision.
Well, as December comes around,
the autumn wind is a raider.
That's right. There you go.
How about those Miami Dolphins? A huge victory.
How about those Dolphins won a game that we thought they might not win?
Yep.
They had a horrendous call on 3rd and 1 with the Wildcat thing.
That was
both
horrible.
of us nearly had a heart attack as we were sitting there with that plane.
The Wildcat. What are they
doing?
doing?
The Dolphins, man, they're what now 6-6, right back in the hunt, in the middle of it, and ready to finish 8-8, just like we predicted when the season started.
That's the thing. We're going nowhere. We're going nowhere. Big story. What's up with this guy who got caught on the video and now he's just out?
Oh, Kansas City running back. I'm sure a lot of people are very devastated with their fantasy leagues.
That's kind of a political story. Like, a lot of people are lining up with for and against him.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know it was a political thing. I just
thought it has to be. It's like the guy, the guy.
No, I don't think there's
maybe
much
I'm jumping
for.
Maybe I'm jumping the gun on that one. I just feel like that's going to be a bit of a political firestorm. You're going to have people who are like, he should be fired, and there's going to be people who say
he was fired.
Well, he should not be fired for that. It's not a big enough infraction.
Right. Well,
people are going to. Well, that's the debate point.
I guess the NFL in that case.
They blew him out right away, though.
Well, kind of, sort of.
As soon as the video came out.
There you go. As soon as the video came out, because this story broke earlier in the year. It happened in January or February, and they really didn't do anything because the guy never got arrested, and there was really no, in essence, no crime was perpetrated.
Yeah, no, well, the video he was like shoving and animated, very animated with the female.
The video is not the worst thing in the world, but, he kicked that girl when she was down at the end, and that
kind of swung his foot at her. There should not be any, like, animated physical gestures around the ladies.
Look, I don't know about you, but I grew up that you just don't hit the ladies.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean you don't know about me? I just said that.
I mean, I know you don't. I know I don't.
What do you mean you don't know about me?
I do know about you, and I know.
I don't know about me. Of course you know about me.
I don't know about that you out there, that
the rhetorical
unknown.
you.
Yes.
He's talking about you, Rich and Saugus. He doesn't know about you.
Yeah, well, I met Rich York, really, but I'm not sure about Rich. He's a bit suspect. But I don't think he'd hit a lady either.
But you cannot. That's why you cannot. It's very. But so this guy is going to what? What happens? He loses his whole job, his life, his career as an NFL player. He's just not hireable anymore because he made this mistake. Because it's a horrible thing. I saw his interview, and he came across as genuine and apologetic. But of course he's going to be apologetic. What do we do?
Well, look, at the moment he's on that commissioner's, double secret probation list or whatever happens. And then I'm sure there'll be some other suspension to come along for whatever, 4, 6, 8, whatever the determined number of games is. But I don't believe that in this particular case, since I believe this is only like his second or third year in the league, I'm going to go out and say that somebody that he will play again. Somebody's going to take a chance on this guy because this isn't like a Ray Rice where he was already on the decline and definitely not worth the trouble. Like, I think somebody will take a chance on this guy. But I don't know for sure. But I think the age and the production that he has shown so far will make sure we'll have somebody take a chance.
So everybody out there who likes the NFL right now is thinking, can we get him?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of teams that are thinking, can we?
That's good. It's bad. It's sad. It's complicated. There's a whole bunch of things.
Again, the guy was never arrested. It will, this is very different than some of the other stuff. But
thank God. Sports Collision. What's next?
Woo! Winter meetings next weekend.
All right.
This weekend, well, the 9th through the 13th, they're going to warm up in Vegas at the Mandalay, and the hot stove is going to get burning hot.
Oh, man.
And stuff is going to happen. I don't know what, but there's going to be all kinds of trades and stuff is happening because this is when stuff happens.
At the winter meetings.
Generally speaking, yes. This is when things get done.
Is Derek Jeter going this year?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he'll be hanging out at the Dolphin game.
Well, that was the big thing that he got killed for, was that he didn't go to the winter meetings last year. Everyone was like, why isn't Jeter at the winter meetings? And that was a big thing.
I think, they looked upon that he should be there. But whatever. Maybe he's just learning the job,
Exactly. The sport of baseball is coming back around. It won't be that long. Till the boys of summer are back. Taking to the green fields.
What are you counting the days? What are your plans?
Yeah. What are your plans?
You're the one that seems to be counting the days.
Yeah. Meanwhile, that's what people don't understand is these guys want a break.
Right.
Give me a break. When she says that to him, he's like, really? Imagine you've left work and it's 5:01. It's not even 5:01. It's 4:59. 50 and you're about to pick up your bag and leave your job, whatever the job is, no matter how exciting it is, it's still work, right? You're on the clock. You got to be on the clock.
No, it's more like 10 to 5 because you still have to finish off this interview, before you can really leave.
You're looking out the door and the girl is like, but hey, it's only 12 hours till you have to be back here though, right? What?
Yeah. It's like, 36 hours till Monday morning.
Exactly. Not cool.
It's like, wait a minute, I haven't even left for the weekend yet. You already got me back here.
Let's compose a negative tweet to send out into the Twitterverse that features that. Friday, 5 o'clock. Right. only 36 hours. You have to be back at work.
If you want, we'll calculate them for you. It's more than 36, actually. But
whatever it is.
Oh, boy.
How many hours till you must report? 8 a.m. Monday morning.
Yep. And I guess that's it. NFL. Wait. Perfect. NFL, Mike McCarthy, Green Bay coach, lost his job.
Fired!
Yep.
Does he deserve to be fired? Is that fair?
Look, if rumor has it that him and his star quarterback...
Joe Philbin is the coach now.
How appropriate is that, huh?
We know a little something about Joe Philbin down here in the MIA, and anybody who watched, what was that?
Hard
Knocks. Yeah, Hard Knocks. Not a leader of men.
No, it doesn't seem like it. But that's why he's just a temporary or whatever they call it. Interim
coach.
But anyway, yeah, NFL, unlike having bad negative news, what they do best is the football games. And this weekend had another bunch of great, exciting games, a lot of them coming down to the wire.
Do people still watch the NFL?
It's record numbers.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, go look it up. Obviously not you, but you out there listening.
The rhetorical you, not the one.
The rhetorical you, not the one sitting across
from me.
That
are unsure of whether or not you should
smack a woman around or not.
Yes, that's horrible.
So just for the record, we are against that. All right? Just for the record, if anyone is wondering, yes. It is not a joke. We're not making any light of it.
Against it.
We're completely against it.
Against it.
As a matter of fact, that was brought up by just a mom.
There's a bit of you're very nervous about this. You know your past.
I'm laughing.
That you've occasionally said insensitive things, period.
Well,
and now you're worried.
Now, mind you, I do say
it's
insensitive
all right, man. You're with me
all the time.
This is where I and my overly cautious attitude about all subjects like this bails you out.
I'm insensitive and I'll admit it.
Yeah. Oh, we all know. Trending on Twitter right now, Mark Sanchez. SportsCollision.
Well, Mark Sanchez had to come in to play quarterback in this football game that just occurred while we were sitting here doing this show.
The Redskins, did they win?
The Native Americans did not win.
Oh, yeah.
The Birds won.
The Eagles. Well, there you have it. We are headed out the door to PRI. It is going to be a great show. If you're up there, definitely shout out to WFO. Go by our sponsors who have booths and hang out, of course. Those of you who are on Patreon, you got something special coming your way. Midday, going to drop at some point. So you Patreons are going to get a special behind-the-scenes look at the Justin Lamb NHRA Nitro interview. You'll be able to hear when Justin actually answers the phone when I call him. It's going to be a great
is that
revelation.
The plan?
Yeah.
All right.
Little behind-the-scenes stuff. I think I like giving people behind the scenes. And actually, here's the thing. I'm ready to close out the show.
I see that.
But at the same time, I fully know that there is something major that I wanted to talk about on the program.
That you can't remember.
It's just not coming. It's not there. It's not there. And I think that sometimes that happens for a reason.
I think you definitely wanted to mention all our great sponsors before we get out of here.
Everybody knows about Marvin and all of our great sponsors, right? But there was something
They got to come yell at you.
Well, I'm
WFO
searching for
at the Hangsterfors.
They're going to do it. But I thought that, there was something that's just driving me crazy.
There it is, the SportsCollision.
It's not SportsCollision. It's not anything. I'm throwing in the towel on it, and we'll just delve into it next week. And I'll be out there on the phone line. I'll be up in Johnson City, Tennessee, sitting in a hotel room, looking out.
Wouldn't be the first time we've done it.
It's
going
to be cold there,
won't
too.
Be the last time.
It's going to be cold there, too.
Well, it's supposed to cool off a little here, too. I mean, like
Ron
cool
Capps
off.
is out on the Cruising with Caps cruise.
I did see that online.
Yeah.
It might be interesting. We should have a cruising with WFO up and down A1A.
Let's explore that idea. Well, first of all,
we'll get like
cruising with WFO.
Like one of those convertible buses.
Double-decker bus.
Yeah, and go up and down Beach Road Avenue right there on South Beach from like Prime 112 to 16th Street and turn around and make a circle.
I understand the concept of making a lap up and down the beach.
Okay.
I get that.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were seeing me because you're
like you get on the road and you go down and then you turn around and you come back. Yeah, I got that.
Well, I was mapping it out for you. I wanted to give
you
you the visual of what the route is.
Have you heard me mention the listeners Dave and Amy?
Yes.
Dave, who makes all the cool wood things, and they come out to several races. And great stuff. Just some of the nice people I've met through WFO Radio and our listeners out there who are also fans of drag racing and whatnot. Anyway, he's a huge podcast listener. And so he has been listening to a podcast, and I forget exactly what it was, but they do like live gigs, and they pick a place new to go each year. Like this year it's going to be here, and this year it's going to be there, etc., and so on. And so he was suggesting that we do something like that with the WFO universe. Like plan a place, like right now it's December 2018. So we would have to like plan a month. When is the good month to do the big live gig? And then we would be like, where is the big live gig? And like plan this thing and go out and party with the listeners at some place. He recommended that. He thought it would be a good idea and that it has created great success for the podcast host that he listens to and that he and Amy go out. And first of all, I always think, wow, this Amy's very tolerant. And then I think we're going to spend a vacation going to the podcast host, which is great. And whenever I meet listeners' wives, I always think exactly like that. Wow, you're something special. But then I'm thinking this could be a good idea.
They would have thrown my ass out a long time ago.
We need to consider this. Perhaps instead of us traveling somewhere, the WFO universe goes on a cruise based out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami. How about that? We steal the Cruising with Caps idea and apply it to ourselves.
I'm not going out
success
on a ship.
You're against ships that much. You'll never go out on a ship, no matter whatever.
Look, I don't want to make a total definitive statement
Ebola?
like never ever or
something,
fear? Because I have heard that scuttle of the Disney cruise, going around.
I hear the Disney cruises are great.
But, I am against the cruise ship thingamajiggies.
Have you ever been on a cruise ever?
I went on one of those like dinner type cruises one time, and I said I'll never do
dinner cruise, like one that comes back at like midnight.
Yeah, and I said I'm never doing this crap again. Are you kidding me? I thought it was didn't like the whole concept of it at all.
To be fair, that is not a cruise. It's not. That's not a cruise.
Dude,
really
I went out on the boat
matter.
and I got the impression of what it is that the boat does and what's going on out there, and the fact that I could be stuck out there for days with, at the mercy of whatever it is these people. That's the least of it.
You get dysentery.
I'm not even going to get into the fact that those places are a walking petri dish Okay, let's
But
not even get
everywhere
into
is
that.
a walking petri
No,
dish.
but especially those are all contained.
No, I know.
Self-contained out in the ocean kind of stuff. But the stuff that goes on those cruises, and God forbid, I'm stuck out there. Look, I just don't want to go through it. Best defense, don't be there.
Hold on.
And so I'm not going out on the damn boat. No, sorry, I will go out on the boat, like on the neighbor's boat, and like those of us going out like on a 3-hour tour. But I'm not going out on the big cruise ship. It's just not happening.
So you're not doing the cruising with caps of WFO. You're not going to be part of it. Because your stance against the pleasure cruise that so many in American society and world society actually love and enjoy. It's like $1 billion industry, taking people to all these wonderful places. It's just, and I'm not calling you out. I'm just want to be sure about it. It's such a negative turnoff in your mind that you would refuse to participate.
It's not even an option in my mind. That's not that it's a negative turnoff. It's just it's not even a consideration.
Didn't you just a minute ago start to say like the cruising with caps idea might sound interesting and fun?
And that's why I said that we should do it on one of those double-decker convertible buses cruising up and down the street. Because I'm not going out on the boat cruise, on the ship.
Listen to Ron.
But Ron's...
Sorry to rub this in to everybody on the East Coast. We are... Monday morning, heading around this nice beach over here to Cabo San Lucas for the day. First excursion, cruising with caps. See these great beaches over here on the coast. A lot of fishing boats. I don't know if you can see that, but we're kind of cruising along really slow. Nice and smooth. And we'll go up around this coast over here. And we're going to spend 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. in Cabo San Lucas. What could possibly go wrong? We'll let you know. All right? You guys have a good day. See ya.
Thanks, Ron. Thank you. Ron Capps from his Twitter feed. That's something new we can do. We can play the audio of people's Twitter feeds. It's like they're our guest.
It was like we got an update as to what's going on with
Ron. Sounded kind of interesting. But I do get what you're saying. From 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. out on the excursion. Man, these boats, they're big. We'll have to continue the idea. We'll see what kind of listener feedback we get. I would like to go on the Cruising with Caps cruise at some point, except it's always right up against the PRI show. And in the end, you got to go to guys like me, got to work PRI. So I'll be walking the mowing the lawn, as Reinhardt calls it, and heading up and down, seeing everybody. It will be great. It will be great.
Doing the lanes, the aisles.
Doing the aisles, exactly. And Facebook will send up all those old pictures of PRI from Orlando. And I will look back nostalgically. All right, Giovanni, let's bust on out of here. Next week, I'm sure, the second we end the show, it'll all come flooding back. But in the meantime, wish everybody a happy December. Yes, we're in the final month of 2018.
The holidays are upon us.
They really are. They really are. Couple more trips, couple more shows, couple more Mondays. And we'll be looking 2019 right in the face. All right, everybody, WFO, have a great day.
The views and opinions of the hosts, guests, or callers do not necessarily reflect that of the station ownership, advertisers, or agencies.
Yeah, welcome to the party.